I just found this great new bright fun fabric and now I need to match it.
We've got some great tips for you coming up.
Hi, it's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan with Fabric Cafe.
We have such a great show today with lots and lots of fun, bright fabrics that we need to match up.
We do, and sometimes they can be a little tricky, so keep watching. We've got some great tips for you throughout the video and some great quilt patterns.
So let's get started. So the first one we're going to put in this particular pattern, which is called County Fair. I like County Fair because it has a lot of movement in it. And whenever you start using this pattern and you've got lots of bright colors, what happens? Let's look and see. I love batiks. I love the way that they blend together.
Yes.
And I think we're going to try to find some different little tips and tricks on how to put them together. When I first started working with batiks, I had no clue. I really didn't.
That's true, and sometimes it can be really tricky. So let's look at the fabric with the pattern, and then we can talk about why we chose these particular fabrics together.
Okay, so to start with, you just have to pick what your focus is. This one is usually you'll say, well, let's pick the one with the largest print. So this particular one, the print that I wanted to focus on is this one. It will go in the largest block of the pattern. And then you have the two remaining. You want to compare the two and get the lightest for number 2 and the darkest for number 3. Now what's really cool is that I like to squint and look at the fabric. And I just do that and I look at what pops out at me. And in this particular case, I can just see a lot of the blue and I also see a lot of the orange and yellow shades.
Yeah, there is a lot of orange, blue, yellow, and it's a beautiful fabric. Now, why did you choose this one as your number 1 as opposed to the other 2? Was it just your favorite?
I think because it had the most colors in it. You know, so it's, to me, that makes it the focus fabric.
Okay, that makes sense. So this one being kind of primarily kind of pinks and oranges, but it has lots of these others. The other 2 fabrics are basically just a blue tone on tone and an orange with one. So that makes sense why that would be your focus. Okay.
And then these kind of become the blenders, you know, the token blenders. Now, they don't look anything like most blenders look, but that's what we want them to do. We want them to go to the background.
Okay.
So I picked out the blue, but when I started looking for fabric, I decided that I wanted the orange to be the one that kind of goes back to the back.
Okay.
And that's what that number 2 fabric always does. And then the number 3 fabric being the darkest fabric, that's going to be your accent colors.
Right.
So let's start here then. We're going to put this in the big block. We're going to use these 2 for our pinwheel. And then they also become the borders. Now this one is called County Fair, the pattern, and it's Sugar and Spice 8022245. And the pattern that we are using is called County Fair. That's only available in a book, Easy Does It, but you can get an individual pattern to use for your quilt, and we recommend Illusions.
That's great. So our next pattern that we're going to talk about is the Lickity Split. Now, Lickity Split is a super fast pattern done in a vertical row, made very, very simply with just a quick sashing here. So if you're looking for a pattern that you want to do quickly, this is definitely one to put on the list. So let's look at the fabric for that. Now we have this gorgeous fabric. Okay, every time I see this fabric, I think spring days, blowing in the wind, beautiful fields of dandelions.
Oh, yes.
I just love it. And, okay, this one is a really bright fabric with all these beautiful colors. Once again, we chose it as our number 1 because of the multicolor and the bigger print. So that's going to be, like I always like to say, your number 1 fabric is like the star of the show. So it's your favorite.
Love that.
So the number 1 in this case will go in one of our blocks here. And then our number 2, this is beautifully coordinated blue, which is like the sky, will go in our second block here. So these will alternate on the blocks. And then our number 3 is this gorgeous watercolor stripe. Now, it perfectly picks up the colors in our focus fabric. So talk about a bold, bright fabric. This one has all those colors, and it could be a little challenging to put together, but in this case, It works beautifully because it picks up all of the colors in our focus fabric, and it's going to go in the sashing here and in the border. And what's really cool is being a stripe, the way the pattern is written, the way it's structured, that stripe will make little marks this way, so you'll get to pick up all of those little colors.
And you don't have to match the stripes.
Don't have to match the stripes. It's so wonderful. So this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous kit here. And the number for this one is 8022246. It is called Rainbows in the Breeze 2. Our pattern is Lickity Split from the Fast and Fun book, or it's also available in individual.
That always makes it nice.
Yes.
All right, so the next one that we're going to work with, the pattern is called Harmony. And I have so much fun with this particular one. It's an easy quilt, but it has so much going on, and it looks kind of like either those plastic beads that you connect together, or maybe the stacking your rocks on top of each other like in the Zen gardens. So let's put that up here. Now this one is, of course, Cave. I mean, you cannot miss Cave. He has such an incredible design sense, and a lot of times we're drawn to the big florals, but then we don't know what to do with them.
Right. And also, he uses very strong colors, which is part of the reason why we love them so much. And part of the key with matching something like this, I think, when it's a strong color, is to make sure you get a lot of contrast with your remaining two fabrics.
That is a good idea.
So it really will help the focus pop.
Now, in this particular case, when I squint my eyes and look at this fabric, I see that green, and it's on top of the red, which is gorgeous, but I see that green, and it really needed to be in the particular quilt. But remember, I also see the yellow, and we want the yellow to be kind of subservient to the green. This goes to the back of the quilt. So we're going to put our floral in the largest block, which is the snowball. And then we're going to put the yellow in the background, so you can see how that's going to really pop here. And then we put the green in this particular one, so you're going to have that green and this stacking. It's going to look fantastic.
That is going to look really, really nice.
And the really cool thing is that the green and the yellow look great too. So that yellow kind of goes to the back, but it really causes the other one to come forward and be focused on.
And it showcases it properly.
Yeah, I love it. So this one is 8022247, Fantastic Flowers. And it's the Harmony pattern, which is only available in a book. The alternate pattern is It's a Snap.
Our next one, we actually have a last chance that we're going to use with Harmony, which is great. Now, I really like this. You know, this coordinates so well with Mom today in her shirt.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
I just think it's perfect. So now here's another interesting case, and this is a beautiful last chance. But do you see how these are two of the same prints? And you can choose whichever one you prefer most as your focus in this case.
Right.
We chose the pink and love it. So once you choose your pink, and of course that's going to go in the big snowball area here. Our number 2 is the white that falls to the background, and then our number 3 will be the rectangle. And these will look great together.
This is a great pattern for using that double focus.
It really is. So if you prefer the green as your star of the show, you could certainly flip-flop the number 3 and the number 1, and they would fall perfectly in the same position. It's just that one would be a little bit more dominant than the other. Right. So it looks fantastic. So now remember, this is a last chance.
Oh, there's only one left.
Oh, wow. So hurry. The number for this kit is 8022248. It is called Watermelon Fun, and the pattern is Harmony, which is only available in the Easy Does It book. Our alternate suggestion is It's a Snap. And don't forget, there's just one kit left.
Now this one is really fun. When I designed this particular pattern, I started out with this great bright color. I had selected it for this quilt, and I love the way it turned out. I sort of isolated that bright color here, and then I used the more subservient kind of fabrics that would kind of not be the focus. And then I really made it a focus on the border. So I love the way this one turned out. It's perfect for bright, bold colors. So let's look and see what we've got here. And of course, I do like purple.
I do too.
Yeah.
And once again, we have 3 batiks. So
know.
I think you chose a great one for our focus.
I like this a lot, and I think this is going to be so gorgeous by putting the number 1 fabric here, and see how I've isolated it so it really is the star of the show.
It really is.
And then we're going to put the kind of the pale aqua that we have here is going to be here. So that's, again, it really causes this to kind of be the focus of it, because that's the reason we buy these great bright colors. And then the third color then frames it. So you just think of it as being a picture frame. You don't want it to take precedence over the focus fabric.
Right.
You know, you don't want to look up on the wall and see a piece of art that the frame is all you can see. So it's going to be a little more subservient so that it truly does cause this to really come forward. So this one is 80222249. It's called Violet Gems, and it's the gallery pattern from the Modern Views, and you can get it either in a book or individually.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Now our next quilt is called Perfect Match, and I just loved this one because I can use 2 focus fabrics, which is this one and this one. In this case, it looks really similar, but it borders so beautifully with this darker fabric that it frames it so well. So let's check out the fabric that we have for that one.
Don't you love matching fabric? This is so fun.
I just think that matching fabric has got to be my most favorite part of quilting.
Yes.
Because of all of the colors. And you know, sometimes matching fabric can be pretty challenging.
Absolutely.
So I know that we all have that 1 or 2 little pieces of fabric in our stash that we have a hard time matching, and we actually have a YouTube show just for that. And it is called the Fabric Matchmaker. And if you would like to participate in that, you can visit our website, go to our free goodies tab, and there you will see a submission form for the Fabric Matchmaker.
That's awesome.
And we'll put it all together for you. Now let's check out this Perfect Match kit, and I've got some pieces and parts for you. Now what's really cool about Perfect Match is it looks like it could be a little challenging, but it's actually a very simple quilt to put together. So what we have here is 2 different blocks. And Mom, can we get, or actually I think I can show you since I have pieces and parts. Let me just step through this. I think it'll work out. So the first thing we're going to do for our first block is make a strip assembly. And this is just simply the 3 strips sewn together in the order that the pattern guides you to do. And then we are going to just cut a unit off of that, just like that. And you can see we've just sliced a piece off just like a pizza. So then, after we've done that, we are going to take this one. I think I've got myself all mixed up here. And we're going to sew just a rectangle to the side of that unit. And that makes it very, very simple. So then that is our block. And that would go here and here.
Oh, I see it.
See how simple? Now, for our next block, it's made exactly the same, but we'd use the other colors and we put that down.
That's so cool.
So is that not just very, very cool?
You got a border here.
I do, and I also have just a little piece, and those little pieces go in between to kind of border these blocks like you see here. And then I have a sashing piece. Now, these colors in this fabric is just so incredibly
They're
gorgeous.
high energy.
They are so high energy.
For
so, yes, let's kind of block this out so that we can see just how this is going to look. Let me see which is the best direction to do this. There we go. I think that's going to be stunning. This is going to be one of those quilts when you throw it over the back of your couch, everybody is going to comment on it because it is so striking.
It's art for your sofa.
Oh, I like that. I like that so much. All right, let's look at these fabrics. And I do want to mention again about fabrics whenever there's really a lot of movement going on and they're really bold colors the way that these are. We do need to get our contrast in there. So that's pretty much what we've done here. So we have our green, which is our focus, and then we have a yellow in a very similar print, but because there's a lot of yellow in this one, it really contrasts with the green. And then we have our red for our border. So look at that. Is that not just awesome.
That is.
And it's very cool because it's like they're opposites on the color wheel, so it's really going to bring it to life.
And you know, I can't act like I'm an expert on watercolor, but this looks like watercolor. And I know when I played with them that there's that kind of a bleeding that goes on between the colors. So you might be painting with these colors and then you add a little bit more of the yellow and it mixes with the blue. So this is such beautiful fabric.
It is just gorgeous. So the kit information on this one is 8022126. It is called Luminous, and the pattern is called Perfect Match, and it's only available in the book Quilts on the Double. So we are suggesting the alternate pattern of Attraction.
And look, here's a last chance you can tell them about with that same pattern.
Oh my goodness, look at this. We have
It's some of those same colors.
secondary gorgeous fabric. So how someone gets this fabric pulled together and on print for us to use is amazing to me, because I look at this and I think it's a piece of art. So it's just so incredible. So we have these gorgeous blues and purples in our focus, which of course will go in this section here. And then our number 2, which coordinates so beautifully with these greens and turquoises with the blue, and that goes here in the secondary part of that block. And then this just yummy navy blue that's kind of like sapphire color. You can see how gorgeous that is. And of course that will be used as our sashing. There is only one of these kits left, so check out our Last Chance tab on our website. And that tab is under our kit section, so be sure and check that out. This kit number is 8022250. The name of the kit is Riptide. It's the Perfect Match pattern, which is only available in a book, so we are suggesting the Attraction pattern.
Now this one is called Stepping Up. And Stepping Up is such a fun one to do because you're making one block in 2 different colors and then you turn them. So you've got your 2 fabrics here, and then just by making this block, it actually creates this sashing. So let me show you how that works. I need the cropper so we can show this one. You're going to make a block like so, here and here. And so this same block is made using with the opposite colors, and then it gets turned. So if you were to look here and here, there you have the same block and it's just turned. So it goes together really fast and it automatically creates the stepping.
Super
Isn't
easy
that cool?
pattern. Yes,
Yeah, very.
super fast.
And of course, since we're really into all of these bright, fun fabrics, we have this gorgeous, it just looks like raspberry. And remember when I was younger, you were younger too, and I didn't like raspberry. I did not like raspberry. And that's because I only had tried fake raspberry. And the first time I ate a real raspberry, it was like an explosion like this of just joy and happiness. So this is great fabric for your number 1. That's going to go here. And then we have our number 2 fabric that's going to be in this block. And then the number 3 fabric is our steps that's going on here, so you can see how gorgeous that is.
Yes, and we actually have an image for you to look at on the screen to see how that's going to come together.
Oh, that's perfect.
I think it's just going to be fabulous because I love the way the orange creates the steps and really sets it off, and the little polka dots just adds a little element of fun, I think.
I love it. I love it. And this one is 8022134 Raspberry Parfait. And the pattern is Stepping Up. Stepping Up is only available as an individual. It's not in any book. But remember, whether you're buying 1 kit, you get a free pattern, or if you buy 3 kits, you can take a book instead, and any pattern we write will work with any of the fabrics that we're showing.
Wonderful. Now, we have a few last chance kits for you that you're not going to want to miss.
Ooh, ah.
These are gorgeous. And just another reminder, to find our last chance on the website, just visit fabriccafe.com, go to the kit button, and then go to the pull down that says last chance, and they will all be displayed there because you're not going to want to miss these. And this one is gorgeous. Talk about art. I mean, all of these beautiful bright colors just come together in a way that is just striking, and this is absolutely no exception. And it fits the rule perfectly with adding the 2 contrast. because we have this great print here with all the blues and greens and yellows and reds going on. But when we put our number 2 of the blue, it just calms it back down. And then we put our high energy green in there that gives it the little punch.
Yes.
So it's going to be striking once it comes together. Now this kit is 8022251. It is called Modern Art 2, and we are recommending the Town Square pattern.
And you know what's really cool? All of these different bright, fun colors, we've created them in quilts that really help to make you focus more on that bright, fun fabric. So it's a great way for you to use one colorful fabric with a couple of the blenders that will really help this to show up.
Thank you for reminding me of that, because sometimes I forget that we do actually write the patterns with that in mind. So that's awesome.
So instead of blending them all together in a big mass of color, you're going to make them just all gorgeous and stand out by themselves. Now this one is one, in fact, the picture of the quilt shows this one made up. It's just a little bit different. We have 2 different colors here, but it's using those cave feathers.
Yes.
This is just gorgeous. So what we've chosen is the number 1 is the green, and the number 2 is this blue and purple and pink. I love the contrast between those 2. And then we sash it with the number 3. This one is called Mosaic Aviary 8022252. Tic Tac is your pattern, and Easy Peasy is the book that pattern is in. This was great. This was colorful.
Oh my goodness, I love all the bright colors, and I love working with them when I'm quilting because it makes me so happy. So I really enjoyed this episode.
I did too. And if you like watching us match fabric, we give you lots of tips and tricks, and we point out patterns that work well. So be sure to subscribe and click on that little bell, and we'll send you notification each time we make a new video. It's Donna Robertson.
And Fran Morgan.
Have a great day.